It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The cost of healthcare is spiraling, and for many of us, whether we have medical aid or not, the costs are becoming prohibitive. With the ever-increasing costs of prescribed medication, the question of generic medicine comes up frequently. But what do we really know about generics and their efficacy? In studio today, we have Tshepo Seforo, a pharmacist at Medicare, to give us the lowdown on generics. Tshepo, so good to have you in studio
Good to
again.
be back.
So I know that we're all feeling the economic pressure. Things are getting so expensive and we're trying to save where we can. Where and what can Medicare do to help with costs and, of course, bringing down those expenses?
Now, we all know that healthcare can be one of the biggest costs in our lives.
Yes.
So the main thing that you can do to bring down that cost, firstly, visit your local Medicare pharmacy. Secondly, it's switch to generic medication.
Okay.
Generic medications have always had that stigma that they're not as good as the originals, the real things, as they've been called.
But that's what I wanted to ask you. Are generic medicines effective? Why are people reluctant to switch?
Generic medication is actually exactly the same as the original. It's got the same active ingredient and the same strength. It's exactly the same. So the reason why people are reluctant to switch, there's multiple reasons. Let me start there. Firstly, it would be the doctor would write a product X on the prescription, so the patient would then want product X.
Yes.
The doctor wrote it, therefore I want it. But now we need to also remember that the doctors sometimes do just write the brand that they remember, the brand that they recall.
Yes.
Yes. So now that's where we as pharmacists come in. We then interpret the prescription and say, you know what, I can save you 120 Rand on your prescription. I can save you 150 Rand on your prescription.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, pharmacists for the win.
Exactly.
Love it. All right, so if they are just as effective, why are they then less expensive?
So now, let's say, for instance, a drug company wants to introduce a new medication onto the market.
Yeah.
They need to spend millions and millions and millions on research and development. Now, the money that they spend on research and development then needs to come back to the company. They recoup that by adding it onto the cost of the medication.
Yeah.
Now, the generic companies actually save you on the back end on that, because then you don't have to pay for the research and development. They just take the active ingredient, because it's an existing drug, they just copy it, duplicate it, reverse engineer it, and then put it out on the market. Okay. So the millions that was spent by the original company on research and development is not spent by the generic company. And that saving gets passed down to you, the consumer.
Talking about savings, can you give me some idea of what the savings would be?
Let's say, for instance, you're suffering from diabetes.
Yeah.
You could actually save per month around 150 Rand if you were to switch from an original to a generic.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you were on hypertensive medication, high blood pressure medication, you could save up to 300 Rand on that.
Okay.
And we need to remove the stigma of the word generic.
Yeah.
It's not a generic per se. It's actually a therapeutic equivalent.
Yeah.
It's a cheaper alternative. That's how we could put it.
I like that.
Because generic, that stigma still sticks to it, and it's got a negative connotation.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Tshepo, you are the plug. Thank you so much for being here today. Generics for the win. All right, so with Medicare, you can afford to keep healthy. Medicare definitely takes a different approach to healthcare, and it's more effective and affordable for you. Medicare, reinventing pharmacy for you.